Welcome back to another episode of Set at Home Mom, and I'm going to be talking about, I'm smiling, but this isn't really a happy topic, but repeated sexual abuse of children in the public schools. I was scrolling through Facebook and someone had posted an article of parents suing Greenville ISD, as in Greenville, Texas, after their child was repeatedly abused. According to the article, it says they failed to protect repeated sexual abuse by another student at the school. The school officials knew of the abuse and they had promised to protect the child and failed to do so when it happened a second time. This was at a K through 5 school referred to as a STEM academy, so maybe it's some kind of magnet school. I didn't look that up. The child's referred to John Doe, so we just know he's somewhere between kindergarten and 5th grade. The teacher that witnessed the event went to the administration, and there was some kind of delay regarding contacting CPS. As teachers, we are trained that anytime we expect any kind of sexual, physical abuse, or we witness abuse, we are to contact CPS. We're legally obligated to contact CPS within a timely manner. Otherwise, we can be held legally and liably, I don't know if I'm saying that right, accountable to that, to the state, basically. And apparently, according to the article, it didn't happen in a timely manner. The school said that they promised they were going to protect this kid from being abused again, and it happened a second time. We don't know the school's side of the story, and schools cannot always reveal that information, so sometimes the media can unfairly present biased information without the other side of the story of what happened in the school. And I have been witness to that in where I have worked previously in other places, as well as other people I know. Because we know sometimes the media is really good at misinformation and only telling you what sells and things like that. But what I wanted to make the focus of this video was sexual abuse among children in public schools. We know we think of schools as what should be a safe place for an environment for our children, especially at the elementary age. And what we don't realize as parents is that other children are very capable of being predators. And we tend to think just maybe bullying, but this goes on to being sexual predators. Between what I might have witnessed in the school districts I've worked in, what I've had family and friends tell me, is that this is not some totally rare occurrence. It's happened frequently, and I imagine no district, big or small, is immune to another child sexually abusing another child. It seems that these instances, they almost always happen in the bathroom, or maybe they're happening. Other people have told me of what they witnessed, this usually happens in the bathroom, and I think the majority of them have been usually a boy abusing another boy. So this is not what we think of as a boy just being a boy going after a girl. No, a lot of this is same-sex crime, okay? And for whatever reason, the school should have, and maybe they did, and if I was just gracious that something fell through the cracks. But anytime there's usually a kid that kind of abuses some kind of privilege to an extent, like getting to go to the bathroom because they vandalize it or they horse around or something, they usually lose the privilege to go to the bathroom without an escort, or they're required to go to the nurses. And I've seen that happen all the time because it just can't behave in the bathroom. They're children, they're gonna fool around in the bathroom. Sometimes that just happens because they just don't know how to take care of their business and get out. So this kid, when he did it a second time, the victim was found by a teacher with his pants down in the bathroom, and it the report leads you to believe that the school kind of made it worse for the kid. And there was video evidence showing that the abuser had gone in there just like minutes before it seemed to have happened. And I wish this was a rare thing, but like I've said, so many people have told me of things that they've witnessed or things that happened at the school they taught at where kids abused another kid. And it's scary to think about children being sexually promiscuous or deviant at this age, but guys, it happens. Our kids are being exposed to so much more. Studies out there show that kids are exposed to pornography usually through the through the internet as early as 8 years old. And what's on the internet is probably way worse than what was probably ever in a Playboy magazine, is what you normally would think of kids coming across. So this was a recent event that happened, but it happens all the time. And if you're looking for another reason of why you shouldn't put your kids in public schools, then this could probably happen in a private school. Okay? I don't think any particular location is immune to abuse. But your kid has a chance to be not just bullied, but sexually assaulted by another child. That is going to traumatize your child for the rest of their life, most likely, because they're not going to understand what that other little kid's doing to them. They just maybe thought they were playing a game, and some kids are just very submissive to another kid. They're people pleasers. Some kids are people pleasers, and they just want to make their friends happy. This is really upsetting. I think one of the advantages is a homeschooling is that I know exactly who my kids are going to be around, and I have total control over that, especially when they are very young and not capable of understanding and defending themselves. This could happen in a co-op, sure, okay, but I think in most cases, in most co-ops, that's probably very unlikely to happen compared to what's going to happen in a public school. Okay, and the sad thing is I've had known kids that came across pornography, whether it was intentional, usually by mistake because maybe something wasn't blocked, and even the parents weren't necessarily notified that their child accidentally came across porn on a school-issued device. And then sometimes you think about these devices are sent home with kids, and then there's no control there. A kid kind of basically has free reign to whatever they do as long as they can get on, Safari or whatever. Anyway, parents, if you're going to have your children in public schools, you're going to have to be diligent and be aware that they can be targeted by another student. And the school is not going to be able to guarantee protection for your child, even though they promise you a safe environment. There's not enough eyes and monitors to watch every child as they go to the bathroom. There's not enough staff for that. Okay, let's be real. And you don't know about a kid until they do it. And they're going to probably do it more than once. What are these kids being exposed to at home? Are they coming across, are they seeing their parents do something? You never know if mama's really a prostitute and guys coming in all the time. Have they walked in their parents doing something? Have they been abused themselves? I think sometimes these kids have been abused themselves, and they're portraying that abuse to other children. We know that happens a lot of times with physical abuse, is that an abuser was more likely to have been abused as a child. Why would we think sexual abuse is any different? It's not. So parents, you've got to really be vigilant with your children. I know we try to keep them with it as much as we can, and we can only protect them for so long. But if your kids are going to be in school, don't expect the schools to be able to protect your child, because they can't do it. Maybe in some cases they just won't. Be vigilant.